Bit easier tonight because you already know the history of Fanny Crosby, right? Did everybody get a song sheet? There's a reason I gave you a song sheet, and you're thinking, well, that's in our hymnal. So I'll explain that a little bit. Fanny Crosby was once asked by someone at a camp meeting. They said, Mrs. Crosby, all the thousands of hymns and poems you've written over the years, what one song that you've written, what one hymn talks about the greatest, about the joy and satisfaction of your salvation? And without even missing a beat, she said, "Redeemed, how I love to proclaim it." And so that's the song we're going to kind of focus on tonight. And I'll tell you in a moment why you've got a song sheet instead. Pretty interesting story. On a June day, this is from a book, Then Sings My Soul, The Story of Our Songs. Book number 3 by Robert J. Morgan. And it says, drawing strength from the great hymns of our faith. It says in 1882, one June day, long ago, the famous blind hymnist Fanny Crosby met with some children under an apple tree. She thrilled them by reciting a few of her poems and telling them stories. Then she pulled out what was called her wordless book, and I assume that was a book of Braille. It doesn't say, but I assume. And told them the significance of the colors. And that might have just been color blocks on the book. I don't know. She said of this, it had black, red, white, and gold. And when she got to the red page, she said, "Red is for the blood. And I want you ever to remember that you are redeemed by the precious blood of Christ. Unto him who hath loved us and hath washed us from our sins in his own blood, unto him be honor and praise forever." That was Fanny's unending message. Many of her 8,000 or so gospel songs mention her favorite words: redeemed, blood, love, proclaim, lamb, mercy, forever. She was seldom at a loss for words, but she worked best when she had a good tune to go with it. One of her favorite composers was William James Kirkpatrick, a young Philadelphia music editor and publisher with whom she maintained a lively correspondence as long as she lived. She said this, "I visited Mr. Kirkpatrick at his home in Philadelphia several times," she once wrote, "and I look back upon those occasions with peculiar pleasure. To some of the melodies that he has sent, I have written words that have been largely used for many years in gospel services everywhere." A few of the titles that come to mind, to Miss Crosby's mind, was "He Hideth My Soul," "He Came to Save Me," this one "Redeemed," and many of the readers will recall many others of this book. And the reason I gave you a sheet, the author says there's a largely forgotten verse to Redeemed, how I love to proclaim it. When originally published as number 7 in Songs of Redeeming Love, the hymn had 5 verses. In the years since, including our hymnal, by the way, most hymnals have omitted the final stanza. But when I saw the final stanza, I searched diligently till I found it. I found a photograph of an old page of an hymnal, and I think we ought to sing all 5 stanzas of this song and think about the true meaning of it. So tonight in our history of the hymns, and you got your sheet in front of you, we'll sing it out. It's called Redeemed. Redeemed, how I love to proclaim it, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed through his infinite mercy, his child and forever I am. Redeemed, redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed, redeemed, his child and forever I am. Redeemed and so happy in Jesus, no language my rapture can tell. I know that the light of his presence with me doth continually dwell. Redeemed, redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Redeemed, redeemed, His child, and forever I am. I think of my blessed Redeemer, I think of Him all the day long. I sing, for I cannot be silent, His love is the theme of my song. Redeemed, redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Redeemed, redeemed, His child, and forever I am. I know I shall see in His beauty the King in whose law I delight, who lovingly guardeth my footsteps and giveth me songs in the night. Redeemed, redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Redeemed, redeemed, His child, and forever I am. I know there's a crown that is waiting in yonder bright mansions for me, and soon will the spirits made perfect at home with the Lord I shall be. Redeemed, redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Redeemed, redeemed, His child, and forever I am.